got excuses for money. He is.
A few things to know.
Okay, so it's just fine.
This just comes from yeah.
He's got stuff to do with it. He's an ex-army.
Stop, son. Right in the middle of it.
Fucking millions, man. Millions. Yes.
Who the fuck is that?
It's only a matter of time to explode this country. Maybe a civil war. Should we go right?
Yes, far as a
Yes, darling, I do it. English lions rising up, taking their country back as they should. The English have had a long history of never bending down to tyranny. They defeated tyranny, so never forget that. Now, I also want to add that the left also believes that I would have been attacked at this event because I'm an ethnic minority and I'm a black woman. Patriots, are you okay with me being here? ITV and BBC, I hope they clip that up. The UTK message is very, very simple. If you come into a country that's not indigenous to yours, respect the customs, respect the culture, respect the people. Don't come into a country and start forcing your religion and your course to prayer and your free Palestine.
Yes.
Speaking of free Palestine, where was that energy for Iran? Where was that energy for the Nigerians who have been massacred for 2 years? Where was that energy for the genocide that's currently happening in the UK, where we are seeing the English being demographically replaced? But as I look at this view, I must say I'm extremely, extremely inspired. And I'm seeing all these beautiful patriots. And this is what Britain should look like every day. And I want to encourage every patriot to never stop waving the flag. Because when you wave the flag, you're not just waving a fabric, you're waving the most important symbol in the world, which is the symbol of the cross. The the symbol of our Lord and Saviour's sacrifice so that we can all have salvation. So I encourage you all to use your salvation not to live a fearful, individualistic, selfish, have a lifestyle of community. See, fight with. Because whether people like it,
They surrounded it.
With the schedule, we're still trying to get the right starting somewhere we're trying to get to. So we'll carry on with bringing that to that in the meanwhile, yeah? Everyone like it? It was set up with multiple people coming together, brainstorming, thinking about how we can create a cultural revolution in this country. One person who's been leading the front of the culture war for many years is up now. Good friend again, important role, fights everything. He attacks the censorship,
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you feel the wind of change blowing? Oh, it's everywhere, isn't it? I know today is an emissary of good tidings. You are witnessing the very last Labour exist. When we began this 2 years ago, we did not know that it would get this big. It was like that began here, and look at it now, man. This is the cultural revolution we're doing here. This is the revolution from the bottom, moving up. Everyone of these rallies, we are going to find representation, we are going to find our political voice, and now we have got to a point where we have a politician who, when he's on the whatever,
the kids spots, the children, mate. Right. We've got a flag, we've got a fucking... Yeah.
I don't care. We can choose differently, and we are. They are on borrowed time, and they know it. We are inevitable at this point. Everywhere we go, we've been winning staggering victories. And I've got some good news. Rupert Lowe has declared for Dangerfield. The battle is on. The war is going to be won. We are coming. You can see the fear has already crept into them, because even before the rally, Keir Starmer was attacking us. He put out a video, he put out an article, he put out numerous statements calling us all hateful, calling us all this or that and the other. What the words? We don't care. We are coming. We are going to win. We are going to take it all. We are going to fix fix this country. You don't care how hateful you think it is, that the mums and dads of this nation do not want to pass it down to our children in the state that we find it. It must be fixed and will be fixed. Thank you so much.
Do you know what? I'm actually going to slow down now. I've been so stressed about this event. I know how much it depends on it. I think everything we've gone through, all of us have gone through. I've got friends who surrounded me today who stood with me from the start of the education, lost their jobs, were smeared. Many people have lost their jobs and been attacked. Everything has led to this moment. So it's an important day. I know them. If you listen to my podcast and read reviews, I know them.
Everyone joining us from overseas, welcome to Great Britain. I want to say a few things to you, if I may. I see you and I see our capital city, and it looks, for the first time in a very long time, like the place that I remember, and our capital city, and a place that we can all call home. I'm so proud of you. That we have the Cretins and the Copwombles in Westminster that we do. Calling you names, calling you labels. None of that is true. None of those labels are you. I know what you are. And you are the very, very best of us. And you are the very, very best in Britain. And I'm proud to be part of you. Great British people have felt like they are second-class citizens in their own country. And for too long, our elderly have been at the back of the queue, and that is not acceptable. We are told that diversity matters, but funnily enough, diversity comes in any colour as long as it's not white. We are told that we are taught to be tolerant, but it turns out that people who preach tolerance are the most intolerant of all. And we are told that we've been a great multiculture, that we have multiculturalism, and we don't. We have an imposter culture that doesn't want any part of ours, and we're still expected to tiptoe around it. And that needs to stop. You guys have been pushed so that you have nothing left to lose, and let me say this clearly, South Africans know it. The most dangerous people are people with nothing left to lose. However, we have a lot to win, and we are now winning as the great British people of this fine country. You guys are going to win because you have the great British blitz spirit in your souls. It's hard-woven in there. And you have a great British sense of humour, and God bless you all for that. And importantly as well, you have a great British lion heart leading you in this Unite the Kingdom Day, and that is Tommy Robertson. Stronger together, and together we will unite the kingdom.
God lover. Here for Katie Hopkins. As we said, for too long we've been led by weak men. We need strong men.
When you press the trigger for the first time, you can become like a dog on a bloodlust. Frustration creates anger. Anger creates violence. I've been to combat and heavy combat. I would never insult a World War I and World War II veteran by saying that I've been to war. Those poor fuckers went to war. So ultimately all you're doing is trying to survive. Being plonked into this chaos, into this world of the unknown. If we are of all cultures, that means we are cultureless. If you're hostile against our British culture, you do not belong here. It's death by 1,000 cuts, and this is where I'm coming from. No more.
Right, we should right now be going live to Ant Midden. Can you hear us, Ant?
Yes, Tommy, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, mate. We're looking at you. What message have you got for London, Ant? What message have you got for London, for Great Britain?
Listen, mate, I am currently at Everest Base Camp and I'm taking my 17-year-old son to the summit of Mount Everest. English pride, British pride. You know, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want everyone to know what we produce out of England. We produce young leaders. We produce stoic individuals. We are leading with absolutely everything that we do, and we must never forget that as an identity. I'm coming back to serve, mate. Once I've come from the apex of the world, from Mount Everest, my duty has always been to serve. Before it was to serve my country and my queen when I swore back in 1997. And right now, even though I've got this media career and I'm sitting pretty on my hands, I cannot allow that to happen, especially with what's going on in the UK. And more importantly, what's happening in London. And I am. But when the time comes and when I return, I've been working on my manifesto, and the three things that I've been working on is zero tolerance policies when it comes to London. Safety and security is what I'm good at. I'm an SME when it comes to safety and security. Zero tolerance policies, deterrent policies, but the most important one, which policies. Now let me London, and when I become Mayor of London, I will be the action man mayor. I will be on the streets of London on a weekly basis with the people, with the victims. I will turn up, and you've heard this right here in front of millions in London right now from Everest Base Camp. I will turn up to every fatal stabbing that happens in my city. And what I mean by that is every fatal and I will hold people accountable. Hold the certain borough that happens. I will hold the police HQ accountable. I will hold councillors accountable. I will force them to. Everyone shrugs shoulders. Everyone blames it on religion, on culture, and everything will fit under our British culture. And again, please come and enjoy yourself under our British cultured umbrella, but you will adhere to our law and order, you will adhere to the law of the land, and you will respect our values, our culture, our principles, and our traditions, and then other culture or religion. And I will enforce that the moment I take office in.
Will you vote for Ant Midden?
It is really important before I leave you back our national pride, and that is what I plan to do. So please, everyone, the London Mayor, the next London elections are the most important elections vote for one of us so we can take back that position, we can take back that country. Show what we can produce out of England. Take care, guys. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon.
When we hear about open border mass immigration, this one is for Gary Lineker of the world. Brave lady who faced the real cost of this. Rhiannon White was 27 years old when she was butchered 23 times by an invader from Sudan. Her brave mother. Do you know, whenever I see these people murdered, I see children raped, I see these mass killings, I think, where are the parents to speak up, to use that opportunity to warn the rest of the country? Your doors are not safe. It's murderers. Do you know, last year in the United States of America, 66 were by illegal immigrants. That means 66% of the murders didn't have to happen. We need our own ICE. Europe needs its own ICE. Get these criminals, round them up, and get them out of our country. Sugar, White, Darling, and the rest of the family, are you coming up, girls?
Can I just say thank you to Tommy for inviting us to come down and speak today. The support we have already received from everyone has been unwavering. I have made some of the truest of friends while navigating the most difficult part of my life, all of whom have been raising awareness for Rhiannon. I am the mother of Rhiannon Skye White, a beautiful, selfless 27-year-old woman who was brutally murdered in October 2024 by an illegal migrant. Rhiannon had spent the day working in a hotel. Unbeknown to her, she was being stalked. She was followed to the train station where she was waiting to return home to me. But instead I received a phone call that changed my life forever. Rhiannon has left behind a little boy, her siblings and me, her mum, a big extended family. We couldn't hold her funeral for 4 months because she was no longer Rhiannon, she was classed as evidence. Rhiannon was stabbed 23 times with a Phillips screwdriver. The main injury which caused her death was to her brainstem. Less than 90 seconds this monster took to attack her, leaving her fighting for her life on a train station platform. If she had survived, she would have been blind with brain injuries and no quality of life. 11 weeks he was in this country when he unleashed his unprovoked frenzied attack on my daughter. And to celebrate his achievements, he then went and purchased alcohol, returned to the hotel and was caught on CCTV and mobile footage dancing and laughing with lights in the background which were emergency services trying to save her. 15 months of fighting for justice in court, where from day one he denied everything, calling the forensics liars. He denied he could speak English. He lied about his age, giving the same generic birth date, the 1st of the 1st. We don't actually know his real age. He refused to do any bone density tests. And when the Home Office went to speak to him, showed no remorse, slouched in his seat and kept saying, "Thank you for the questions." During the trial, we found out he was untreated HIV positive. He was denied asylum in Germany and Italy. My question is why? Arrested in Germany but no further charges. Yes, he was given a life sentence, minimum 29 years, probably never be released. But we were given a life sentence where we had to sit at Rhiannon's bedside for 3 days watching Rhiannon diminish and hold her hand as her life support was switched off. How many more women, children or even men have to keep going through this? Sexual assaults, raped and even murdered. This needs to stop. This sham of a government needs to start looking after the British citizens of this country. We have enough with the people of our own country committing these crimes. We don't need any more of these illegal invaders. Shut the borders, detain them and send them back to whichever country they are from. Stop giving them a room in a hotel or a HMO on benefit money. Keir Starmer, where do I even begin to discuss this abhorrent excuse of a leader of our country? He has failed us. He has failed my daughter, Rhiannon. I believe she would still be alive today if this disgusting excuse of a man had not been in control. This isn't about race or colour for us as a family. This is about us wanting to stop these crimes happening. I am currently working on a Rhiannon's law to be put in place. So if this government is to keep allowing these illegal invaders into our country, we fight to detain, medical checks, ID checks, cap and stop and allow them to walk off streets freely. We are going to leave
We're out there.
The reason I don't want this mentioned is because it's not worthy. This is Rhiannon's story. We will continue to say her name, Rhiannon Sky White. Thank you.
I want to talk to you about the darkest stain in British history. When an invading army of men were brought into this nation and raped and pillaged their way through it, and the full acceptance of that place and our police force. When we look at investigation, when I started talking about this first in 2004, it's what we call grooming. We're talking about a rape jihad. I want to give you some numbers for the world that's listening. And you know what? These crimes would never have been allowed to happen if we were a proud, strong nation. Allowed it to happen in their towns and cities. We lost who we were. We become disorganised. We lost our spirit. We lost our identity. And men took advantage of our communities and that we hold the dearest to us, our daughters and our women. I want to talk about Telford. The reason I concentrated on Telford, my group began investigation.
to your heart. And I just want to acknowledge every single victim in this country, not just victims to the gang, but to the victims that were abused by the church and the police, children in care, by family members, by online, all of the victims. I want you to know that it wasn't your fault. You're not to blame. And the state will be held to account. Let's start the walking in silence.
The theme of today's event is 4 nations, 1 kingdom. And if you see the singers here, we have Star in the red and white for England and Northern Ireland. We have Ray in the blue and white for Scotland. Like Nicola in the green and white for Wales. And myself, I'm here as the Union. So we sing this song, no matter what they say to us, we know that this is the land of hope and glory. What a beautiful sight. Can I just say how proud I am of every single one of you who's come here today. Let's talk about media. There's a gentleman who's going to speak now, who's been told if he speaks today, he will never set foot back inside this country. This gentleman is the original OG of new media. You know, anyone who stood up against the media, they've faced relentless attacks, they've faced dark times, but they've come through them. So to hand you next to a gentleman, let's see his little intro video. Let's go.
He sent us here knowing we would fail and sin, but that is for our own good.
You are not crazy. You are not lazy. You are not imagining things.
I can tell you they were either dead set against doing it or they were terrified. What made them heroes is they conquered their fear for what they had to do.
The truth is, the rules have changed. Promises have been broken. Institutions have failed. Banks were rescued while families like yours weren't.
Hello. I bring you greetings from the United States of America. It is such an honor to be with you today. It is really an amazing thing to see you all stand up, and I come here to stand with you shoulder to shoulder because of people like Tommy and people like you that have shown the courage to speak and stand when so few will. Thank you. You have truly paid a price for refusing to ignore what is obviously happening all around us. You refuse to not see what's happening to our streets and to our daughters, and to our women in the streets. And it means something as an American to see you stand. And I just want you to know there are millions of Americans all across the other side of the world that see you, hear you, and are praying for you, and are standing with you today. I want to make it clear why I am. Thank you. I will tell you that I am here today, like you, not to stand against anything and not to stand for hatred, but to stand for the most revolutionary idea in human history, that all men are created equal, and not because of a king or parliament says it, but because we are all endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Those rights cannot be taken from us by government or religion. No ideology
ideology can take them away. They are life and liberty and the right to speak your mind and to speak truth. The right to worship or not worship according to your conscience. Equal justice under the law. These words come from our American Declaration of Independence, but they were born here on this soil. They were born here in England, the meadows of Runnymede with the Magna Carta. They were born in the English common law that said even the king is not above the law. In the covenant faith of the Scottish people, the stubborn independence of the freeborn Englishmen who said they will never bow to a tyrant. These are the principles that built the freest, most prosperous civilization the world has ever known. And Sharia law cannot abide by it. Sharia law cannot live side by side. It does not see all men that are created equal. It does not practice and protect the right to leave that faith or even criticize that faith. It does not grant equal dignity to every daughter and every son under the law. And where Sharia law advances as a parallel system, our hard-fought rights retreat. And history has shown time and time again. Our shared failure on both sides of the Atlantic is that we forgot where our rights come from. We have treated liberty as something automatic, something in the air that we breathe, instead of a sacred inheritance that needs to be taught and defended and lived by each and every generation. But that forgetting has opened the door. Good news is the uniting hope is that it's not too late to remember. We can, beginning now, teach our children again that those God-given rights, those truths are what makes us free. We can demand that every person that comes to our shore or the shores of any country in Western civilization, or those who are already here, that they must live under the same equal law that protects every citizen. One law, one standard of living, one standard for every man and every woman. And if we can do that, then we'll restore what made the West worth restoring and defending. Great Britain and the United States, we are not separate stories. We are not. We are branches of the same tree. The tree that is rooted in equality before God and the law. If we stand together on that foundation, not in anger, but in clarity, and the courage that you are showing today just for standing here, then our children will inherit not decline, but they will again inherit a brighter future. A civilization where every person can come here and walk these streets in safety, speak freely, and pursue happiness without fear. That is our fight. That is our inheritance. That is what will unite all of us and renew the West. I am so happy to see all of your flags all in front. We have been told that we should be ashamed. We are not ashamed of our heritage. We have learned from our mistakes. We are proud that our shared heritage changed the world, healed the world, and fed the world. And as our President Lincoln once said, with malice toward none and charity toward all. Let us remember truly who we are. Raise your flags and raise your voices. As our President George Washington said at the beginning of our nation, let us raise a standard that the wise and the honest can repair. The event is in the hand of God. As the scriptures tell us, as for me and my house, we know who we serve. And as our current president, Donald Trump, might say, God bless you, and may God help
civilization. God bless you. Thank you for standing.
Thank you, Glenn. Thank you. Next up, we have for too long been labelled as...
We see Keir Starmer write the King's speech for him. And I watch and cringe as I see the King spitting that speech out and thinking, why am I here? Well, I wrote my own little bill that I would have had the King say in his speech. First thing he would have said is, no more DEI, no more ESG, no more identification. It's absolutely a travesty that we're actually considered that in business we can't look after people, that we need to have DEI and everything else. It's an absolute bloody insult. Now, the next thing is Keir Starmer and Miliband. They talk about net zero. I'm not talking about net zero, I'm talking about net zero migration. That's where we need to be. Previous governments have been asked how many? 100,000, 200,000? We had almost 1 million when we had Boris Johnson in power. That needs to stop, and we literally need to have zero. The reasons why. I'm sure many of you come from small towns like I do. Back in the 70s, our population of our town was 12,000. Do you know what? We had 2 hospitals with accident and emergency. We had hospitals that could give birth to children. My brother was born there. We had a full-time police station. We had a full-time fire service. Roll forward to what we have now in my town. No hospitals, no police station, and a part-time fire service. It's an absolute disgrace that the government continue to build houses with no infrastructure. And I'm sure we're all pissed off with the potholes. I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to have to just say the betrayal of the British people is so clear now. When you look at the Brexit vote, I personally voted for Brexit and I believed in democracy. Unfortunately, that is not what Keir Starmer believes in. And by stealth, he's slowly giving everything away, right away from the farmers and the fishermen. Now, what I would like to say to you all is, Donald Trump got it exactly right about Keir Starmer. He said the man is no Winston Churchill. But you know what I see here? Tens of thousands of Winston Churchill. It's not acceptable. This speech comes from the heart, comes off the cuff, and all I can say is I bloody well love you all, and I'll probably get slaughtered as a businessman for being up here, but I'll do it all again next year.
Now, what a state did we get in? When it even become an issue to say there's 2 genders. How many genders are there? 2! They are polluting the minds of our children. They're confusing our children. They're creating a generation of weak and confused and mentally unwell children. I have personally watched as one woman stood up. And do you know when people stand up? Many people in this movement, I watched them come and ago. Okay? After the last 15 years, I've seen new leaders rise, and then I've seen them fall. Some of them disappear. Not many stayed the test. Not many face the absolute abhorrent attacks. I've seen one woman who did. Let's play this.
This is your chance to come and stand with us in saying that we are not okay about the direction this country is taking. We are not okay with leaving this country in a worse state than we found it. If we want to save this country, we have to remove Islam from every single place of authority. If you want to save this country, you can do it. You have the hero of Tommy Robinson leading you.
Lip read. I've been doing it all day. They're cutting all the mics off. They're fucking with the train. They're fucking with everyone today.
You have to go into your councils and you have to ask your councils to deliver single-sex services. You have to ensure your councils are not bringing in hundreds of HMOs into your small towns. You have to vote these bastards out. So, small things you can do. Bring back the school nativity. Support your local business. Save your high streets. You can do it. It doesn't need a leader always. You have to be the leader in your own lives. And one final thing you can all do is unite the kingdom!
What a great style she has as well, yeah? Every time I look at her, that's what I think. What a beautiful style. Right, do you know I just... There was no movement, country was broken. Look where we've come in those 3 years. We had 1,000 people watching our films in Telford. That Telford documentary in this Christmas was watched by 40 million people. We have just taken over our entire capital city with patriots. There is a spiritual and cultural awakening happening right now. Something huge is happening in this beautiful country. I want to thank one man now, okay, who none of it, people, this isn't United Kingdom doing this, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for one man who didn't choose the life or the money. He chose to fight for humanity. He chose to fight for the most important thing we have, and that's our free speech. So right now, for 60 seconds, I want the loudest roars and a round of applause to Elon Musk. Now, certain people are trying to take our speech, and certain people are fighting for our speech. The ripple that's come out of the United States, this is why it's so important. The most powerful government in the world, right now, they're fighting for you. We play this next video.
controlling who and how many people enter our countries, this is not an expression of xenophobia, it is not hate. It is a fundamental act of national sovereignty. And the failure to do so is not just an abdication of one of our most basic duties owed to our people. It is an urgent threat to the fabric of our society.
The fact you're here means something. Most people get a lot of talking